Want to look at creating a future dated employee on the system. As part of this process, our employee will be associated to a position. We can think about the date on the position. The position could be future dated. Then when creating the employee, it's difficult to find that position has been, so the testing issues. So it might be better off creating a position with effective date of today and associating that with an employee with a future start effective date of being in the future. So if we have a date of, say, 1st of December 26 as being the future effective date, we could create a position for the employee today and then associate that with creating an employee with an effective start date of 1st December 26. So the effective start date of the employee would be 1st December, but the position it's associated to would be effective and created today. And the employee is also created today, but the effective start date of that employee would be beginning of December. So that will be the approach. So if we go with, let's create the position first. So let's go to setup and maintenance. And from there, we'll go to search and tasks and manage positions. Go to manage positions, and then we're ready to start creating a position. So we want a new one. There are some that have been previously created we could use to reconcile against in the 500 range or the 5,000 range. We can see them here. So I could use that for comparison and duplicate the tab and then come back and reconcile to these. And also need to be aware that the hiring status needs to be approved as well, so that position is available when creating the employee is a step to be considered as well. So you can see here's an advanced research fellow with fixed salary, just diving into there. And the reason for that is just to think about the name to copy across, and also the job to bring across in creating the position. Okay, so let's start creating the position. So we've got one to think about. We want to reconcile to. So let's create a new position. So set up a maintenance task search and go to manage positions. Then we'll bring up, and then we're ready to create. So before we queried on one, because we knew the code range, let's now create a position. So clicking on create, and we've got the IMPBU, the Imperial Business Unit. That's fine. Now let's give it a name, and we'll use, so there's a parent position, we could use that as we have here and take it from a list of values. Advanced Research Fellow. Fine. And then for name, Advanced Research Fellow, fixed salary. Fine. And at the top, following the ribbon on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go to position details next. Yes, we want to active. Just keep a mind on that. And a bit down below as well. Remember I was saying in the beginning about the status, so just make sure that's approved. It's easily missed, and then you wonder why when you're creating the employee you can't see it later. Okay, and the job, let's go for Advanced Research Fellow. Take it from the list of values. DBS required, no, just fill in these defaults. Just a little bit. The medicine wants a reference number, I think just putting a number to satisfy that. So I've pasted in that I want job advanced research fellow. I just want to make sure it's selected from a list of values and not just a pasted value. Okay, that's fine. And go for the AP. Good. Fine. Full-time regular. Okay, approved. Sometimes I'm seeing people create positions and then later wondering why their employee's got no FTE. It's because it's done in the position rather than from creating the employees. Just be mindful of that. If you want to update FTEs, you do it from the position. Okay. So far, so good. Let's move on. Next. Everything needs to be completed. I just want the minimum amounts for this particular test. If it's not mandatory, I'm going to carry on. I think we need a cost profile. And then next. Okay, just coming back over to basic details for a second and happy with that. And then next. And what I was thinking about was a little bit changing the department to a DSC value and might go with DSC cancer. Say okay to that. Fine. Okay, I think we can quickly go through this now. Next. Review. Reasonable. Let's submit that. I do. And in a way, this will create a code. And request was submitted. Fine. So it's done. But you know what was the name of that? I didn't pay attention. But I know it's going to create something in the 500 series that we had 3 values before. We'll have 4 now, so I think it'll be easy to pick up. Yep, here's 4. And we were, I believe, this one. This is our code, 5,000 of 50,003. Just making a note of that. And what? All right, I can see hiring status is approved. So it's, you know, we've got the position in. Okay, so let's now create. So we've got the position created. Now let's create an employee on the system and try and get them future dated. So this position's created as of today. It's available as of today. You can use it as of today. I can tell when we go inside. Yeah, that's fine. It's even defaulted it in way before today. Okay, that's available. Okay, it's there. And I noticed that the code, it's auto created a new one. Fine. Let's create a person now. So we'll keep the position here, just have it here, and that's create a person. So want to create a person. I'm creating a person today, but with an effective start date, 1st December. Remember that. And it's to do the highest level way of defining the requirement is I want a person created today, but I want them, I know they're going to start work on the 1st of December or at some point up to 1st December, let's say. And I want that person to go into the BIP report and eventually be ingested into WorkTribe so I can start costing against a project. That's the sort of high level requirement we're looking at. But for now, I want to just create that person against that position. So here's my client groups, and let's say I want to add a contingent worker. I'll go that way. So we just add in the details for when and why. Right, when is the start date? That's great. That's the first question. Let's go. So let's go to December. So we're going to say I want to start there. All right. No, it's filling in some boxes for me. Good. I'm noticing this over here because that's where I'm going to add the position we just created earlier. And I don't think it's compulsory, but we'll just put, if I leave it, if it's not required. Okay, position here. So this is where I want to go. So we're in the 50,003 or something. Yep, this is us. So let's take that. If I went for one of the other values, it'll probably say there's no FTE available for this position. It's already taken by somebody else. That's why we had to create the new one. So now let's continue. All we've said is said employee is going to be starting on that date. It's going to have that position. We haven't given the names and details yet. So we'll do that in a second. So person number generated automatically. Vital, we'll just say Mr. First name can be, let's say, Johnny. Last name can be Rabbit. And a couple more details. And Johnny's date of birth, we'll say, is 2003. Okay. If I keep going to the bottom just in case there's any other compulsory fields. Okay, let's continue on this. Work email. And save, happy with that. Okay, fine. Can continue, and we're following the steps on the right as we go through stepwise. Do need to put in a national insurance number in a moment. Take in the default attributes. Person type. For this moment, keep as visiting worker, that's fine. Account 1. What's the default expense account? This is which is default value here from the list. That's fine. I wonder if it wants a fixed end term date. I'll put one in. Let's say in 32. If it wants more, it'll tell me now. It'll allow me to continue. Yeah, location. So let's say South Ken, Schofield Building. Fine. And we'll continue. Okay, allow us to continue. Take Kramer. Manager. Okay, so that's it. So submit. So have we created a future dated employee on the system that is now visible for me to go back and query on? That's what I'm interested in knowing. So if I go to my client groups and go to person management, and if I search now on Rabbit, there's Johnny Rabbit, not there. And that's because the effective as of date is today. But you know, as if by magic, if you make that December, and you say effective as of date, 1st December, and then search. We see Johnny's now available to view, and that's because the effective as of date. And if I wanted only Johnny Rabbit, then he just shows up as we see here. And fine. So you can see that. Now we can add more details to this Robert person. So it's a contingent worker. So we could go into actions and say, might look at your element entry and give you a payroll relationship. Or pensions. We can also go into salary as well. We'll back a moment. And as soon as I go back, it changes the effective as of date for today. So just got to keep that in mind. And if we go back to Johnny Rabbit and just put in some compensation. So let's think about salary for a moment and propose a salary and start date. So not from today, I want it from December, just reminding myself. I'll say okay. And I'll say this, the salary basis will be an annual salary of 48,000. Okay, that's coming through fine. So I'll say continue because I want to submit this. Doesn't meet the eligibility criteria, or eligibility isn't defined. And if I just take this person number, that could be because of a payroll relationship I was mentioning a bit earlier. So I have to think about that for a moment. Payroll. So if I go payroll relationships, and then within payroll relationships, I can see we've got start date good as we wanted it to be. And then we wanted a payroll relationship element entry. Yeah, this should be enough to give us the relationship. Right, so I've got the payroll relationship now. So now I want to apply a salary. Now see if that works. And then remembering the dates from December and thinking about applying a salary. Okay, so same as before. And we'll go for 48. Right now, I'll click on save. Does it allow me? Okay, good. Will you allow me to continue? Yes, you will. Good. So it was because there was a missing payroll association requiring an element entry of IMP monthly, which we now have. And so before we submit, it's basically saying current value, there wasn't anything, and your proposed value at the beginning of December is adding the salary, fine, which is what we want to do. So we'll submit to that. So yeah, happy to submit to that. Okay, so we've got a future dated person on the system, which we want to be able to pick up in the BIP report. The issue being that if I were to run the BIP report now, if I do reports and analytics, the area we're wanting to keep our eye on is a certain column T in the report. So if we run the work tribe report, so I know it won't appear in this work tribe report the way it currently is, but we'll develop that going forward. And we're just seeing here now. See the return. There's the return. Then we'll export it to CSV format. And then we'll look at the BIP report of the one column. We'll just download it, open it, put some effects, make it easy to read. Right, so let's give it a color that's recognizable or filter. What we really wanted to do was this column T, which is, I'll make it big for argument's sake, which is start date. And that's what we want to know is when did this employee start? And what it's currently doing, it's taking the sys date and anything before. So today and anything before today would appear. So if I created that employee today, it should show up on the report today, but it won't come because it's future dated. So that is the issue we want to resolve. So I know I've created a rabbit, so there's no match for the current rabbit, so it's not come out, it's a future dated. So that's what we would have liked to have seen. So that's what we want to resolve, and that's where we want to get to, is to have a future start date for an employee coming here. So you know we would want to see something like 01/12/26 being here as the start date, and this person then being picked up and ingested into work tribe correctly. So that's where we'd like to go. That's the requirement. Okay, if you made it that far, thanks for watching the video to here.